told you Ron Johnson, Senator, Republican from the state of Wisconsin, was miking up for us. He joins us live now here on the Hill once again. Senator Johnson, thanks for being with us. I know you just heard some of Joe's reporting, and I'm sure you heard Mick Mulvaney, former Trump White House chief of staff, give sort of his take. Where are you on this? Are you in the camp of frustration, or are you in the camp of he has what he needs?
Oh, no, I'm definitely in the camp of frustration. Let me just quick address the funding. Over the last 10 years, the Secret Service budget has gone up 65%. But by $2 billion up to $3.3 billion. Personnel is up 32%, from 6,200 personnel to an 8,300 person head count. So they have plenty of people. They're also, by the way, part of a department that has a $190 billion budget, 240,000 employees who they will detail to the Secret Service in some of these surge situations. So again, it's not resources, it's management. And no, we are being stonewalled. This isn't my first rodeo. I've dealt with these people. This is exactly how they do not respond to congressional oversight. They're not responding.
Let me ask you, Senator, about the big economic news of the day. Folks are going to start to see their borrowing costs come down, and it could continue to come down here over time. The economy, as we know, is issue number one, and that is in your state, the swing state of Wisconsin as well. There was a brand new poll out, Quinnipiac University, that shows, once again, a tight race. But here's what I found interesting, Senator. When the question was asked, who do you trust more on the economy, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? Across the blue wall, Pennsylvania was only Trump +2. Michigan, only Trump +2. In your state of Wisconsin, Trump +4. But when he was running against Joe Biden, he was up double digits. And now that he's running against Kamala Harris, that issue has seemingly been erased. And that lead for him on issue number one has seemingly been erased. Why do you think more voters in your state are saying, you know what, I trust Kamala Harris on the economy just about as much as I do Donald Trump?
Because the media is biased and they don't report the facts honestly. I mean, the fact of the matter is, under the Biden administration, a dollar you held at the start of it is now worth 83 cents. Just to have the same standard of living is costing the average American family about $1,000 a month. That doesn't get reported in the mainstream media. If it would be, I think Donald Trump's numbers would be far higher.
Well, people obviously feel this, Senator, right? Whether they have the television on, read a newspaper, the internet, whatever. We feel what has happened in the last 3.5 years. But if they're basically saying this is a net with the two of them, is Donald Trump and his campaign not getting the message across like they should?
Again, Donald Trump is basically competing with the legacy corporate media. It's a powerful force. You guys know how powerful it is. And that's basically what's happening right now. Kamala Harris is able to prepare for a debate by being coached how to smoothly spew lies. And so it's easy to do that when you know the mainstream media won't hold her to account. They won't call her on those lies. Again, it's not a level playing field. It's not a fair fight. I know this is complaining about the media, but that's a real problem we have in this country. We don't have an unbiased media holding both sides equally accountable.
Well, you know we do that here on NewsNation and here on the Hill, which is why I always appreciate you coming on. Last question for you, Senator. Jay Powell today, when he announced these rate cuts, he was asked, does the election have anything to do with it? Here was his response. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
We make a decision as a group, and then we announce it. And that's always what it is. It's never about anything else. Nothing else is discussed.
Do you take him at his word there, Senator, that this had nothing to do with the election? This is purely economics.
I think it's probably political, but be that as it may, we do not fight inflation the right way. Inflation is too many dollars chasing too few goods, reduce deficit spending, and actually increase the supply of goods. I think it's crazy for the Fed to fight inflation by trying to drive a recession that reduces the supply of goods, exacerbates the problems. You have to look at both sides of that equation, reduce the number of dollars, and increase the number of goods.
All right, Senator Ron Johnson, Republican from the state of Wisconsin. Thank you, sir. We'll talk to you again soon. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.